Spartans! What is your profession?
If I go to the east, he is not there. If I go to the west, I do not find him. When he is at work in the north, I do not see him. When he turns to the south, I catch no glimpse of him. But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I will come forth as gold. My feet have closely followed his steps. I have kept to his way without turning aside. I have not departed. Not departed from the commandment of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my daily bread. But he stands alone, and who can oppose him? He does whatever he pleases. He carries out his decree against me, and many such plans he still has in store. That is why I am terrified before him. When I think of all this, I fear him. God has made my heart faint. The Almighty has terrified me. Yet I am not silenced by the darkness, by the thick darkness that covers my face. Amen.
Yo, freaking yo. Go Deep episode. Damn, Swiggity. What episode is this? 81, I think. I'm just gonna stall for a little bit and go find it myself. So, how you guys doing today? Yep, how's the weather over there? Yep, great. That's nice. Weather's pretty nice over here. It's been raining all day. And let's see. This is actually Go Deep episode 81. I was right. I got my boy Andy Escobar on the show today. I'm double timing today. I got 2 interviews. I got, well, you shall see. I got Andy Escobar on this show right now. I will probably drop this one today, and I'll drop my second interview tomorrow so I can capitalize on both episodes of views. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how it is. Before we get into this shit, let's listen to some music. You know how we do. Go Deep, episode 81, featuring my dog Andy Escobar. This is let's see, what can we title this? Zack Snyder in the Eyes of a Spartan. Ya bitch. Be right back.
Nobody is going to save you now.
I pop off like a mobster boss. Angel hair with the lobster sauce. Summertime, top the score. Check my hot broad, I drop the balls. FBI wanna watch the force. Unlock my source. We don't bum, hit a max, blocks and fours. How they say, lock the doors. No respect for the cops and laws. In the land with your own blood, brothers plot for yours. Seen things that'll drop your jaw. My soldiers got dropped in war. See the mural on the project wall. Won't stop till I cop them all. Wanna block me, you got to brawl. Shots and all. Cause I ain't on the clock but talk. Rush up, blow down the spot for sure. Break off the block with raw. My stock is more. The dinner, watch your ball.
Deep pockets with the 8 on me. Sleep with the safe in the wall. The camos on makeup and all. Swap 645. Twist sweeper in the blinks. Pop you warty ride. Bolt this gun off from Know Your Horse. Fly, criteria. Bury me in Africa with whips and spears. Diamonds out of Syria. True dog. Only I can do. Rock fitted hats. Get crack money and drive a sick blue. The chartless. I'ma go regardless. Resume is straight up. up live. I shank nigga lingeries and speak with the youth in the spot. Eat the fresh fruit in the crowd. All these hip hoppers eat cop. See me in the street or the yacht. I'd rather be promoting your block or buying sneakers with guaps. Yo, I'm an ill dude, always been a real dude. Don't fuck around, I will spill on you and kill you in the field, boo. Soldiers in the front, let the heat pump. Troops on the left, fight to the death. Fam on the right, infrared light. Wolves in the back, ready to protect. Soldiers in the front, let the heat pump. Troops on the left, fight to the death. Fam on the right, infrared lights. Wolves in the back, ready to protect. Leather jackets on, rocked up rock stars. Treacherous bank robbers, the plan. Yo, we pop guards. The team gotta eat seeds, is hungry. That's why we ain't scared to dump on niggas. Our guns is chunky. Usually we bust niggas down with bats. Swell up they joints, elbow with shins get cracked. We still humiliate, brutalize, Ruger pop, polarized. Still got gear in the closet. Stupid lie from Benetton, rugby skellies. Oscars conducted jumpers, the dream fit me lucky. Rain job is to make the coke is fluffy. While I politic is bad bash with puppy. Back me as soon as I link up, the kid ain't inked up. Old mommy, my go way as much as King Test slippers rolls sminked up. I'm do-rag ball, my three-dimensional fate is clean cut. Niggas ain't shit to us. Fill a pistol butt, split your melon, flip the Dutch. Got a lot of piff to puff, and I ain't come for piff the cuff, or for the cop that click the cuffs. Man, it's that in this picture, what? The twisted we twisted up and mixed with dust. See, these fans can't resist the rush. They Wu-Tang for life, scar for life. They can't forget the cuts. Got a whole line of classic joint, and while you at it, pass the joint. Let's put this past the point. I know we turn till it crash and burn down the ashes, then placed inside those bastards earn. When it's my time to go, for sure, your ghost goes to war. What you think I'm so just for? To send shot like forget me not. That any nigga mistake, bitch, that nigga get me got.
Your basic kung fu's no good. You can't move fast enough, and you don't have enough strength, and your body movements are like a street fight. It's too easy for me to trip you up.
Shit. Alright. I bust that nigga ass right now. Ain't no none of them niggas can't fuck. What? Nigga, you could never fuck with me, my nigga. I'll fuck you up right now. What? Fuck bust your motherfucking ass, boy. Ain't no motherfucking joke. You know who you talking to? Old dirty bastard. You know what I'm saying? I'll fuck you up right now. Yeah. What? That nigga dirty. He ain't saying nothing. Fuck him. I'm the one-man army they showing. I never been taken out. I keep MCs looking out. I drop signs like Crosby dropping babies. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. In the G building, taking all types of medicines. Your ass thought you were better than a son. I keep playing it in orbit while I be coming with deeper and more shit. Enough to make you break and shake your ass and rock today. Rhyme good as the tasty cake makes. This style I'm mastered in. Niggas catching headaches, what? You need aspirin? This type of pain you couldn't even kill with might on. Fuck around, get sprayed with Lysol in your face like the can of mace, baby. Isn't burning what fucking now you're learning how. I don't even like your motherfucking profile. Give me my fucking shit. Wow, that's seen and heard. No one knows, you forget. Niggas be quiet as kept. Now you know nothing before you do a whole fucking lot. Your ass don't wanna get shot. A lot of MCs came to my showdown. You watch me put your fucking ass low down. As you can go below zero, without a doubt I never been taken out by a nigga who couldn't figure. Yeah, by a nigga who couldn't figure. Yeah, by a nigga who couldn't figure how to pull a fucking gun trigger. So get the fuck out of here. Nigga wanna get too close to the utmost, but I got stacks that'll attack any whack host. Introducing your fuck that nigga's name.
My hip hop drops on your head like rain. And when it rains, it pours up my rhymes hardcore. That's why I give you more of the raw talent that I got will rock the spot. MCs, I'll be burning hot. Whoa ho ho, get me like slower with the flow. If I move too quick, oh, you just won't know. I'm homicidal when you enter the target. Nigga, get up, act like a pig, try to hog shit. So I take your ass out quick, the mic's some had it, my nigga. You can suck my dick. If you wanna step to my motherfucking rep, blow, 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 blow to death. You got shot, cause you knock. Who's there? Another motherfucking hard rock. Slacking on your back, cause raw's what you lack. You wanna react? Bring it on back. Yeah. Shame with you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn, sure. Shame on you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn, sure. Brooklyn, sure. Shame on you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn, sure. Shame on you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn, sure. Shame on you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn, sure. What? My nigga. Shame on you. Shame on you when you stepped up to. Shame on you when you stepped up to. Shame on you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn, sure. Shame on you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn, sure. What? My nigga.
All right. I hope y'all like that shit. That was the music came out. That was Raekwon. First song. What was that called? House of the Flying Daggers. House of the Flying Daggers. Chopped and Screwed, of course. You know how we do. Second song, that was ODB, Brooklyn Zoo, Chopped and Screwed. And now we can talk a little bit and I'll jump right into the interview. I guess what we're talking about today, we're talking about the movement a little bit. You know, Andy's in the movement. He's a Spartan. He jumps on Twitter. He does his thing. You know how it goes. What else we talked about? We talked about Zack Snyder. We talked about, you know, the life of, you know, Superman a little bit. We talked about really how Zack Snyder made Superman like a realistic character instead of just like a little Boy Scout. And that's what we liked about it. Maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe we can get right into the interview. And probably that's what we're going to do. I know y'all don't come over here to listen to me. Y'all come over here to listen to my guests. And we got him right here. Andy freaking Escobar coming right up. Be right back.
Yep, I'm here, man. I'm freaking just nervous as hell. I'll go deep.
No need to be nervous, man. You're cool as shit. I think this is what, Go Deep episode 81, I think. I mean, I don't know. It might be 81. So I got my boy Andy Escobar out there in California, right?
Yep, where it's hot as hell.
Yeah, what's the weather like right now?
Dude, well, I live in like the hottest place, man. I live in El Centro.
Oh,
so it gets up to like 120, 125.
God,
it's like,
damn.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like the scorched earth from BVS.
God damn. How do you survive in 120 degrees?
Man, I don't know. I don't know how I do it. It's because you lose oxygen too, man. Like here, like because the valley. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Imperial Valley, but it's like a bowl.
Right.
It's like literally like a bowl, and so you know you like I don't know, man. It's just terrible.
We drove through Death Valley one time on the way to. I think we were going to Vegas from. I think we were just going to California, but we were going to stop in Vegas, and that was the hottest I ever been, dog. That was like fucking. I couldn't even imagine living in that shit, you know?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Lucky.
So what's up, man? What are we talking about today? What's going on in the movement? What's happening?
Yeah, usually I ask you that question and I just freestyle off of that shit. Tell the people something about you, man.
Well, not much about me that can get us the Snyder cut. I'll tell you that much. But I guess I just gotta say that I started getting into Zack Snyder a couple of years ago.
Right.
And I don't know, man. It's just messed up what's happening, I guess.
Oh yeah. So what do you feel more attracted to? Do you feel more attracted to his movies, his work, or do you feel more attracted to the movement going on around him?
What's up?
I said, what do you feel more attracted to? Do you feel more attracted to like his art and his movies, or do you basically like the movement around him?
Well, I mean, I guess both.
Right.
I never thought that I would meet so many people.
Right.
That saw what I saw in his movies, because when I first started watching his movies, I started catching all this shit.
Right.
That I was like, dude, am I crazy, or is this guy a fucking prophet? This guy's talking about all this spiritual shit that I've never seen anyone talk about. I've seen some other directors talk about it, like Scorsese,
right,
and Nolan,
right.
By the way, a lot of people don't know this, but Scorsese's a real spiritual person. His movies have a lot of really strong messages to them too.
Oh yeah.
Come on, boy, let's get inside. It's too hot. Get inside. So yeah, I mean, at first I thought, man, am I fucking crazy? And then I watched that video. I don't know if you've ever seen the Real Analysis.
No, I haven't. Of Zack Snyder?
The thesis on Man of Steel or whatever?
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Well, it was just a video just kind of going through this whole analysis of Man of Steel, and I was kind of blown away. I was like, oh shit, so I'm not fucking crazy. This stuff is in there. I'm not looking too deep into it. It's actually there,
Right.
So yeah.
So I met you in my comment section one time. You sent me a video, and that was seriously, dude, I probably watched that video with Batman and the Bible verse you put behind it. I probably watched that 1,000 times, though.
Wow, really?
I used to have it on repeat, man. It was kind of like those inspirational videos, or sometimes you can watch an inspirational speaker or some shit like that. It was kind of like that for me, dog. It grounded me a little bit, And ever since then, dog, I thought you were probably one of the coolest dudes online, Every time I saw you talk, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go follow this dude and I'm gonna talk with what he says and all that shit like that. I appreciate that video, dog, honestly.
Yeah, man, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was trying to get into video editing because I like a lot of those videos that are inspirational and motivational or whatever.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna try to mess with that, try to see if I can do something, and that Job verse, the apocalypse, and it kind of goes in together nicely.
Right. Was that you in the audio? Was that you speaking?
No. That was I don't know if you've ever seen a show called The Leftovers.
Hell yeah, I've seen The Leftovers on HBO.
Yeah, it's from The Leftovers.
Oh, okay.
It's It's where the audio is from.
What season was that part? Because I didn't see season 3.
I think it was season 1. It was after, remember when he has to bury that chick that he kills?
Right.
Yeah. And then the pastor comes up, or the whatever, comes up to him, and he's like, yo, read the Bible verse. He starts reading the Bible verse, and he starts breaking down because it's about everything that he's going through or whatever.
Right. Yeah, The Leftovers was the shit. What did you like about The Leftovers?
That it was fucking weird. It was like about the weirdest shit, you know. And I think that's what I liked about it. I was like, yo, man, like there isn't a lot of any other shows that's talking about this stuff right here.
Right. Right.
Right. Paranormal, yeah.
Yeah, The Leftovers kind of hit me hard because it had the overall theme of like, you know, what you take advantage of, you're gonna lose, you know? And at that time in my life, I was taking advantage of a lot of shit, dog. And I probably lost a lot of shit too. So when I watched that movie, when I watched that series, it hit home with me. So, I mean, I watched part 2, but I never, by the time part 3 was out, I just was so busy, I never really got time to watch it, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, what I liked about it was, I mean, it kind of like, at first when you start watching it, you think that dude is like a crazy person, you know?
Right.
You think he's a schizophrenic or something like that.
Right.
But then it starts diving deep into it, and it starts like, well, what if he's not, you know? And
right.
What if there really is another world that he can walk into? He's pretty much like a shaman. That's what a shaman is.
Right.
It's somebody who can walk between worlds.
Right.
And I think people like that, people who are like gifted with things like that, they're kind of labeled in society as like mentally ill.
Right.
But like, how do we know that those people are mentally ill? You know?
Exactly. What if we're the mentally ill people because, you know, our shit is turned off, you know?
Our shit, yeah, exactly. Like parts of our brain
right.
have been programmed to be turned off.
Exactly.
So that we don't like tap into that part of our psyche or whatever.
Right. You've been
that's what oh good.
No, I was about to say, have you been watching Stranger Things? You know, 11, her brain is completely turned on and she can do all that, you know, remote viewing and all that other shit like that.
Yeah, she's like a rainbow. Yeah. I was gonna say I'm on like episode 5 right now, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, this show's about everything that Mr. Wes Ashley and Brian have been talking about. Like everything. I was like, what the hell?
Hey, we're ahead of our time, bro.
Dude, seriously, like got Russians in there. They got freaking aliens and mind control and alternate versions of yourself. And that's what's crazy, dude. I've been noticing this theme going on. Like, did you see the movie Us?
No, I haven't seen it.
I've been noticing like this theme that's going on of like these double identities.
Right.
Or like, you know, in a lot of movies and a lot of like storytelling of like double identities or whatever. And I think it's real, dude. Like, right. I think that's actually what's happening.
Right. And what me and Brian talk about is, it's kind of like, you can kind of, you know, people call it conspiracy theory right now, but Stranger Things, it was modeled after the Montauk Project, which is real, which is like parallel dimensions. And, you know, we can do that with technology. We're trying to crack open the parallel dimensions, right? So when you do that, it's like with Zack Snyder, you know, or just with the DC universe at all. You know, there's a lot of parallel dimensions in that. There's a lot of different characters, you know, like multiple Jokers, multiple Batmans, multiple Supermans and shit like that. But our technology today is finding out that shit is true, you know? And with that, like with that shirt design that Zack Snyder did, and, you know, you can kind of look at quantum physics and quantum reality. That's all that shit is, you know? So if you kind of study that, you'll find that we've been trying, since like the 80s, we've been trying to crack open multiple dimensions, multiple realities. And then at first they said they found some like Bigfoot kind of character that came back and they had to kill it and shut down the project and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, most people really don't believe they ever shut those projects down, you know? So, you know, now they got CERN, and what they had in Stranger Things was that, you know, like little laser weapon, which can be considered like CERN or anything like that. And there were so many hints. There were so many like yeah, this is going to be the end of reality, or this is going to be this or that or this or that. But like Zack Snyder put it in, instead of like on Stranger Things, a Demogorgon coming by, or on the Montauk Project, it was this big, like a Bigfoot character. Zack Snyder did like Darkseid and Steppenwolf and shit like that. So people, there is an actual scare about what's gonna come through on the other side if we open these, parallel dimensions. It is actually real life, So me and Brian, we're just talking about actual shit that goes on,
Yeah, man. Well, dude, you guys are talking about things that like I didn't know about, because I mean I did know about parallel
Right.
universes and all this. Like I look at it through the spiritual aspect more.
Right.
But you guys actually have you guys are more grounded in making it make sense, because to me, my problem is always that I know about all this shit, but
Right.
I don't know how to make sense of it. So when I try to explain it to people, I end up coming off as a crazy person. They're like, this guy's talking about like interdimensional travel, like what the hell?
Right.
But you guys are like, no, there's actual like fucking
there's
proof of this, and you guys talk about like the military and
right.
and all this stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm like so grateful that you guys are talking about this, because I'm like, see, there it is. And like I remember back in the 90s, man, if you talked about this stuff, it was like, dude, you're like,
hell yeah,
you're a crazy person.
Yep.
But like now people are like, oh, wait a minute. And it's like, yeah, I told you,
Yep, that's what I say too.
Like what's great.
I say the same thing, man. And I mean, there's multiple projects. It's just a lot of times the projects are either classified and we can't know about it, or when they declassify it, it's like, only 10% of the shit is declassified. Only a small bit. A lot of it is redacted. But then if you go kind of, look through the names, and you can go on YouTube and search these guys' names, and there are plenty of hours of case study with these guys talking shit, So we just, me and Brian just build shows after that,
Yeah.
So
yeah, what was I gonna say? I do believe that there are some entities out there,
right,
that have a different agenda than honestly, I don't think they're human.
Right.
Right. I think that they have an agenda that is like completely different from our agenda. They're operating under like a different form of consciousness,
right,
and they're trying to like get us to conform to that consciousness.
Correct.
But the human spirit is rebelling against it. Well, at least some people are.
Right.
Because what I've seen on Twitter and everything else, it seems like the majority are conforming to it, and it's scary.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because people are just talking about shit. They don't even know what they're talking about. They're just repeating shit. They don't know what they're not thinking. They're not operating under free will.
Right.
And choice.
Correct. You're exactly right, dude. You're exactly right. So you mentioned Twitter, and this is how I know you also. You're a Spartan, so we go through some shit on Twitter, it seems like all the fucking time. Let's talk about the fandom. What's your view on the fandom?
I think that we have the same mission, I guess.
Right.
But some of us are being tested, and to them kind of reflecting with themselves, like to ask themselves if they really are a part of this mission or not.
Right.
And I think like that whole thing that happened between you and that guy or whatever, those guys.
Oh yeah.
Like I think that was constructive criticism.
Right.
And I think it was like a very positive thing that could happen
right.
To the movement, but like it's up to people if they're gonna.
Right.
It's up to everyone if they're gonna listen to that constructive criticism or not,
Right, and that's definitely true. And I hope it came off as constructive criticism, because even with me and even with them, like with Garza, we're still connected on Vero. I don't have a problem with these dudes. It's not like they disrespected my parents or my kids or anything like that. But sometimes and I can be honest. I can see Dave has changed after I brought it up. I can see he has. Yeah. He's donating money to Zack Snyder shit. And he's kind of stopping that little bullshit attitude he has, and that's all I wanted. If he hates me for it, whatever. But I can tell you've changed. I mean, not you, but I can tell he's changed for the better, and that's it. And even if we're on the same team or we're not on the same team, like even if you play team sports, sometimes some guy grabs you by the shoulder pads and yells at you, but that doesn't mean he hates you or anything like that. He just wants you to play for the team and stop doing stupid shit,
Yeah. Yeah, it's important, man, not to give up on each other.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier to be like, well, fuck this guy. Like, I'm done with him.
Right.
It's and yeah, I can see like it's okay to be that way too sometimes, but at the same time, it's like we have to kind of stand behind what we're following. Like Zack Snyder. Like, what would he?
Right.
WWZD, man. What would Zack do?
You need to hashtag that shit, bro.
Like, what would he do? Sometimes I think about that shit because sometimes I've noticed the way Zack handles situations.
Right.
Like, I've seen the way he handles things, and I'm like, God damn, man, I wish I was like that.
Right.
I wish I could handle a situation like that instead of freaking out or something.
Right. You notice like Zack Snyder would sit back and watch, or he seemingly sits back and listen, and then he drops a bomb picture that basically like, oh shit, he was paying attention, the whole time he knew. That's so crazy. Like, dude, how is he making a movie and he keeps a eye on his fandom like that? That's amazing to me,
Yeah. Because he's God, man. He's not even he's omnipresent and shit. Yeah, I know. I kind of feel like he's been trying to tell us something about Cyborg,
right?
Because he's been sharing other Justice League characters,
right?
But he's been sharing Cyborg a lot more, and something tells me that he's like, I don't know, maybe I don't know if I may be wrong, but I feel like he's been trying to tell us to support him,
right?
To not in the sense of don't support anyone else, but just like push.
Right.
Through this guy because maybe the media is paying attention. Right. Maybe WB has his eye on him right now or something on that character. I don't know.
Right, could be. I kind of think that too, and I might be a little bit fucking retarded, but sometimes because I'm African American, right? So sometimes if I don't know what to call it, but go on my little tangents or killing sprees or whatever, and then next thing you know, Zack Snyder drops Cyborg. It always seemed like that. When I first had the issue with Dave and those guys, he dropped a Cyborg post, and then, like a few days ago.
Well, a lot of it too is because like I say, like I think we're all kind of like linked,
right,
on some frequency or some fucking channel or something.
Right.
Because even that's happened with me and you, man. Like I was like be watching Lord of the Rings or start thinking of Lord of the Rings or something, and then all of a sudden you'll post something about the exact same scene that I was watching.
Right.
Remember that? I think you were talking about Worm Tongue.
Right.
And I was like, this dude, like, like he's thinking about the same shit that I'm thinking about. So
I think that happened more than one time. I think a few times, because even with that, I think when you sent me that video with the Batman, that linked so good to something I was talking about. But when I heard it, I was like, oh shit, who is this guy? He just came out of fucking nowhere, and then and your last name is Escobar, and then my new crazy ass neighbor last name is Escobar, so it's just like Manuela, so it's a lot of, like you said, it's a lot of frequency connections. And I mean,
yeah, man, whenever you dropped that episode with Manuela, I was like listening to it, and I started getting like, it's gonna sound weird, but I started getting like this crazy ass headache.
Oh wow, yeah.
I started getting like this, like it was almost as if like my brain was like downloading new information or something.
Right.
Because that episode came, and then all this shit while I was listening to the episode, all this shit started happening in the fandom on that day.
Right.
And then the next Friday too, like all this good news started dropping, and I felt like maybe there's a shift occurring within the movement where, we're finally starting to see the light or see
right. Make some progress. I agree, dog, because it was See, I wasn't on. I was on Twitter for a while, but I wasn't. Like before my Twitter page is all like rappers and sports players and shit like that. So I really wasn't following anybody from the movement. And then I kind of got into this. I don't know what to call it, a Twitter war or something like that. And now I see. It feels like the more I'm watching it, the tides are kind of changing. Like we had, I guess, leaders or people who we looked up to. But now if you look at it, they call these guys the 40 Club and nobody's really paying attention to them or anything like that. But for the longest, those guys are where, yeah. For the longest, those guys are where we all paid attention to, But now it's like changing. Like everybody's like, I don't know about those guys,
Well, check this out, man. Before I started listening to you, and Film Gob, and you guys,
yeah,
I was listening to those people because there was nobody else.
Right.
And I remember I was like about to bounce on the whole thing, man.
Right.
Because it was just like negative shit after negative shit after. Looks like we're not gonna get this. Looks like we're fucked.
Right.
So I was just like, damn, like. So it was all for nothing.
Right.
And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then I heard I heard your podcast. I was like, what's this guy talking about? Go deep. And then I heard you talking about quit pissing in the Cheerios. Right. And I was like, hey, goddamn right, quit pissing in the Cheerios, man. What the fuck? Like, why are you stop doing that shit? And you were like, hey, like we need to motivate each other. We need to do this.
Right.
And yeah, it's important, man. Even that little chat room that we got, whatever the fuck.
Right.
Like we think that we're just bullshitting around. We're not, man. We're exchanging thoughts.
Exactly.
Shifting each other's way of looking at things, how to handle things on Twitter, how to handle whatever,
Exactly.
It's like it's actually making a difference, even if we think that maybe it's not,
Exactly. I definitely agree, man. And I think I love that little Twitter room. We have that room on we have a similar room, but it's the original Spartans on Vero, but everybody's kind of growing. We've been trying to grow for a little while, but the problem with the Spartans, we would let people in, and sometimes the people really don't have our same agenda, So then it turns out we're sitting in the room arguing back and forth when that's not getting us any progress, But the room we have on Twitter now, I mean, that's a dope fucking room. There's some big people in there,
Yeah.
We're holding.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say too, diversity is important, and like the real kind, man, because I kind of feel that Hollywood has this like pseudo fake version of that shit,
right?
Where it's all like about casting someone just because of their whatever,
right?
But I think Zack was doing it in a way where it was authentic,
right?
And like it's important because people can relate to it. Like, have you noticed that he has fans from all over the world?
Yep.
He has fans from India. He has fans from Mexico. He has fans from South America.
Yep.
Fans from like everywhere, dude.
Yep.
Egypt. Like, what the fuck, And I kind of feel like the other people, they don't have that big of they don't have
right
that big of a scope,
right,
way of connecting with people. So
correct, and it goes back to the spiritual thing you were talking about. It's like everybody I talk to in the fandom that I really connect with, they always say, "Yo, Zack Snyder helped me through some bad times." I watched his movies and I kind of found my way through, and that's more spiritual, because a lot of people with the art aspect of it, 3 people can look at it and 3 people get 3 different interpretations of it. But when you have that feeling on the inside, or that spirituality on the inside, then you connect on a whole different way, because somebody, and that's what I've learned in the movement. Like I could say, Zack Snyder helped me through selling drugs and going to jail and blah, 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 and all this other shit like that. But then, somebody that didn't even live, didn't even see that in the movie. They hear me talking and they like, wait, I sold drugs and I went to jail too, dude. I love you, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing like that, And
it's because he humanized, especially like Superman.
Right.
He like he made him an outsider,
Right.
And that he made him like one of us. Right. And I think that the people that are that's not my Superman.
Right.
Like, yeah, because you've been like you have this false idea of what a man is.
Right. Correct.
And like they want this like Boy Scout, like this like goofy,
right.
Hey guys, kind of a dude that I can't relate to. I'm like, I've always been a Superman fan,
right?
But I've always known that he like the way Zack did him is the best way. Exactly. It was like it captured every version of Superman and also brought something new.
Right. Right.
And it was like, yeah, he had flaws just like any other man,
Right. I loved it. He fucking was going bouncing from job to job, city to city, people at his job, a Man of Steel when the guy threw the can at him, that everybody goes through hard times like that. It's not always, we're not all Boy Scouts. So then
when he was a kid and like,
right,
he didn't fit in. He was called like, that was me, dude. When I was a kid, like I didn't fit in. It was hard for me. Like school was so hard. It was like a fucking nightmare all the time.
Right.
And like just to see like young Clark going through something like that, it was like, yo, like, you can connect with certain aspects of that.
Right. Definitely. And that's what I liked. It was like a journey of a real man, not just the strongest dude in the universe, but a real fucking man, and
yeah,
that's.
But to me, it's like, that is the strongest man in the universe.
Right.
See, because we've been brainwashed into thinking that, strong is when you have no problems and
right,
when you do this or whatever, and it's bullshit.
Right. So tell me about your last name. Are you from Colombia also? I had to ask.
No, man, I'm not. My family's from Sonora, Obregon. My family's from Mexico. I don't know where. I think my grandpa. Yeah, he's just from Mexico. I'm not Colombian. I'm not related to Pablo. No relations. But I get asked that a lot. Like, hey man, you later? I'm like, no man, quit watching Narcos. Stop it.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you to send me some drugs, but it's all good.
Yeah, but that chick, that girl that you interviewed, she is related, right? Like, yeah. I think.
Yeah, she is. She's
that's cool. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's from there. She's from Medellin, Colombia, and she has a lot of family connections. I should just say that. She doesn't really, you know what I mean? She can't really say it because they still got beef, you know what I mean? So if you kind of tell who you're connected to, some people come and kill you,
Oh yeah, they're crazy, man. I don't know what their deal is, the way they are, but
cool. So tell me, no, I was gonna say we're at about 30 minutes right now. Give everybody a shout out. This is your first time on Go Deep, so I know you got some people you want to holler at,
Just the whole movement, man. I appreciate all you guys. You guys are fucking cool as hell. I appreciate everybody, man, because I don't know, without talking about this stuff, I just have it all to myself and be like, I don't know.
Right.
Just I don't know, shout out to everyone, man. I don't have anyone specifically. Just keep fighting for the cut. We're gonna get it eventually. I know we are.
Right, hell yeah. And you went to Zack Snyder's SnyderCon, right?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah. So say something to Zack. He's going to be listening, I'm sure. And you met him down there, right?
Yeah, dude, he's the coolest fucking dude.
Yeah.
Nobody in Hollywood hangs out with their fans like that, man.
Right.
Nobody, like, he's the guy that champions the underdog.
Right.
The little guy, and I appreciate the hell out of him for that. So.
Right. Well, I appreciate you giving me this fucking interview. Man, I'm gonna go edit. I got another interview like right behind you, but I'm gonna put his out tomorrow, and I'll probably put yours out today. I'm gonna use that same Batman intro on this shit because I'm addicted to that shit, dude.
Yeah. I've been trying to make something else like that, man, but it's a no-go. It's like, nah, it's not the same. It's not cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, you set the bar high on that one. I don't know. I mean, if you can follow it up, please send it to me, bro. I'd love to put it on.
Right on, man.
All right, thanks a lot, Andy. I'll probably tag you as soon as it comes out. It'll probably be sometime later on the day around 5ish.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
No problem. So this is Andy Escobar. No relation to Pablo Escobar, but he is he is kind of cool, just like him. So appreciate it, Andy. I'll holler at you later, man.
All right, bro. Cheers.
Peace.